Hi, I'm Jim Raffle. Welcome to this episode of the Jim Shelby Show, the All Things Print and Color podcast. And if I got that wrong, it's only episode 2, so give me a break.
And I'm not Shelby.
No, Shelby's behind the camera today, and she'll probably wave her hand or something later just to annoy us. But this is, go
Vik
ahead.
Patel, the Craft Express.
Oh, is that why it's on your shirt?
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
See, I'm loving this whole video thing. It's like all these things I always wanted to do, we can finally do.
All of a sudden, you got your radio voices now on video.
Yeah. So we're going to talk a lot about tumblers today, and these are 20 ounce.
Those are 20 ounce.
These are 20 ounce double wall tumblers that you can purchase from Craft Express.
Yep.
And what I want to talk about, and then maybe get some input from you, is we did some color profiling work for these particular tumblers. So we printed out a traditional characterization chart, and Vik is plugging in the heat press because we're gonna actually make a mug or tumbler. And so we printed these out, and then you basically just you can wrap the tumbler, right? And then the tricky part for us, which we're not here to talk about today, is we can measure these, and we measure actually 5 mugs worth, about 2,033 patches, and we create something called an ICC color profile. And so you have a better word for that.
Color recipe.
Which is trademarked.
It is now.
And so the importance of a color recipe, and Vik's been actually on this side of the business way longer than I have, dealing with dye sublimation, blanks, and products.
Yep.
One of the hardest things to do is hit like grays, like my friend Mark Jeeves' Color Logic logo, and then he's also got like a cyan, magenta, and yellow. Those are very difficult colors to reproduce if you don't have a color profile made for what we call the white point of whatever it is that you're printing on or transferring to. Blacks also, these nice rich blacks, also somewhat challenging to achieve, right?
Yep.
Another example of that is our friends over at Elements and Ink Design. I saw this come across my feed on LinkedIn, and I saw this logo. First of all, I love it because if you can't see it, it says, "First I drink the coffee, then I do the things." That's my life, right? So, and I also noticed it was black, and I knew we were making these profiles, and I like to test black because if you can't print just a black logo,
yep,
you're going to be in big trouble in this business, right?
And yeah, absolutely. And it's hard.
And again,
to get
it's
a good
Elements
black.
and Ink. Elements and Ink. Yep.
Elements and ink. It's hard to get a good black, right?
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's the biggest complaint that people have.
A lot of people have to custom build rich blacks, and
Yep.
these were both, and maybe these were both files just provided to us with no information about the destination, right? So these are the standard logos that they would have sent any print vendor.
That's right.
And this profile, because it was a custom one, was able to produce their work the way they would expect to see it. Yeah.
Yeah, and if things aren't dialed in correctly, then you get that greenish black or the brownish black or a gray.
One of the cool things, we actually just did a Facebook Live with Vik on his Craft Express page on Facebook. So if you just go to Facebook with Craft Express, look for today, what was it, the 23rd of August?
23rd.
You will see a recording from the Facebook Live, and you'll probably get some of the same things, but there's some different information for sure.
Yeah,
one of the things that was really cool is we talked about his glitter products. Oh my God, these are fun.
They're
right?
great.
These are a lot of fun.
Yeah.
He's adjusting the heat press because during that Facebook Live, we showed someone that, yes, in fact, even though you can do a 20-ounce tumbler over here, you can also do a, what else, 20-ounce mug? 15-ounce mug, yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
But we used the same profile, and we put it on, well, so this is the color profile on a standard white mug, right?
Yep.
And this is the same profile printed on one of his glitter products, which is, I think, really, really cool.
Yep.
So where's our logo is over here.
It's amazing the detail.
His is on the back side. Yeah, and it's just, it's a whole different look. Glitter's not really typically a masculine thing, but this one, I might carry this one around.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm not sure I'd carry this one around.
We have ladies in the offices. We have guys who
yeah,
will carry the glitter.
And you've got this is the
it's
more
of a
subtle
shimmer glitter.
harder-
It's actually built into the coating, the polyester coating.
Mm-hmm.
So you got the tactile feel of the glitter here.
Mm-hmm.
No tactile feel of glitter, but you can still see the iridescence and the light shimmering off of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, what made you start Craft Express?
Oh my gosh! So
Because we should tell you that Vik is the founder and CEO, president, janitor.
everything. So ultimately, our challenge was this: in the marketplace, there are plenty of suppliers of blanks or sublimation. There's no doubt about it. All good suppliers. The challenge in the marketplace is there aren't many suppliers that that provide unique products. We have an 11-ounce white mug. It's here. Everyone has an 11-ounce white mug, right? But not everyone has an 11-ounce glitter mug. So bottom line is, over the last couple of years, tested the market, did some research. People are looking for different products.
Yes.
They know where to get the standard products, but they're always looking for new products. A great example is a few years ago, the big trend was people would run into Home Depot to get these rugs from Home Depot, run out with a basket full of them, Facebook on them, and saying, hey, my Home Depot's got these in stock, and I just took all of them. Why? Because I was sublimating on them. And why did they have to go to Home Depot? Because the dealers that provided the blanks didn't have them, right? So people just made up their own suppliers.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's a great example. So what we aim to do here is provide unique blanks, listen to the customer, and this is a great example.
You know, you might be at a trade show in Las Vegas, and you might be sitting at the restaurant in the lobby of Caesars, and you're stuck at the bar because it's a busy week there, and you might be sitting with your business partner, and you notice that the bartender has a really cool bar key that looked similar to this. It wasn't exactly like this, because I took a picture of it and sent it to Vik, and I said, hey, hers had her name on it, right? And she said, the thing I love about this one is it's got my name on it, and I've had the same one for 10 years. So what does the bar key do? You know, this end opens a bottle. This end, if you use it correctly, can take off a screw top. And I also found out from Shelby, you can dip into the ice and grab the bottle, and that way your hand's not going in and out of the ice all day. So that's two things. Anyone who's a bartender, they have calluses on their hands from opening screw tops, and their hands spend way too much time in water, right? And so it's a bad combination. So what we were able to do is show Vik this, and he got them, delivered in white, and it's sublimatable on both sides. And so this is a brand new product. It's not even available yet. It's in development. I mean,
it'll be a few months. It's in production.
Yeah.
It's out of development. We created it, we designed it, and
it's exciting.
We produced it, and it's double-sided. So you can not only have the company logo and the branding on this side, but then you can have Jim's name, because this is his bar key, and he can hold on to it.
Yeah, cool. And it's cool to work with a supplier who is willing to do things like that, right? I mean, we buy a little bit of stuff from Vik, but it's really just, we have a small Etsy store, and most of what we buy from Vik is to build profiles for other clients, right? So we'll buy 24 tumblers, and most of them end up looking just like this.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so are we up to temperature? Are we close?
We're up.
So let's show them how. I mean, it's not great, but I think they'll be able to see what's going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me turn this around. That'll make it easier. All right. So this is our tumbler press. It takes a 20-ounce tumbler to a 30-ounce tumbler, which are huge, but it can also sublimate 15-ounce coffee mugs like this one, and 11-ounce mugs, right? So and anything in between that too.
And you can adjust to do something like this, right?
Yes,
you can adjust to do a taper.
Cool. That's right. So the tapered ones are really interesting, because the taper is very difficult to do in a standard press. But as you saw me for the first half of the show here, I was twisting these little knobs here. These knobs adjust the curvature of the heating element. So if you adjust one wider than the other, then you get the tapered effect when it closes. But today, what we're going to do is actually we're going to Jim's famous
ICC target.
ICC target, or
characterization
color
chart.
recipe target.
Color recipe target.
You see, I'm a marketing guy, so I have to make up more consumer friendly.
Color recipe target.
Yeah, color recipe target. So we're going to put this in here, and one thing you'll notice when we do this, and I can't tip this over, but you can see it. There is a gap here at the top. Now, what's happening in this whole process is that the dye that's on the paper is turning into a gas, and it is actually getting absorbed into the polyester molecules that are coating the tumbler. And it's got nowhere to go because it's under pressure, but into the tumbler itself, into the coating. But the top part is a lot cooler than the surrounding area, which has the 385 degrees of heat hitting it through this element. So what we were going to do after the first minute's over, and there's 20 seconds left here, is we're going to open it up, and we're going to turn it about 180 degrees so that this area that's not fully sublimated
9
can get sublimated. Oh, this is good. Here we go.
And I was showing you guys while he was doing that. So this is an example of what we're trying to do, right? We want to have a tumbler that when we turn it around, we don't have any white space. Obviously, this is a lot less of an issue on a product like this, where there are natural white gaps, right? Even the elements in ink, you could potentially put the gap here. But this one, there's not quite enough room. You'd still want to do a turn on this. So we've gotten in the habit of just turning everything.
Turn everything.
Just turn everything.
It's just good.
Consistent.
It's a good habit, good practice. Just turn it, and that way everything's good.
The other thing you want to do is, like in the case of Craft Express, we didn't talk about this on Facebook Live, is go to their website, go to the product page, go to the instructions. There are going to be recommended times, temperatures, and pressures. We build all our profiles at the recommended time, temperature, and pressure. So all those things Vik talked about, gases, blah, 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 time, temperature, pressure, when you change those, you change color. So if you want the results that we're getting here, try to use something as close to the time, temperature, and pressure that is recommended on the manufacturer's site, whatever it might be. Yep. There's a reason those recommendations exist.
All right, so we've got second left.
All right.
I'm going to open this up. We need
this pliers. You got to talk about this pliers if you didn't already.
These are the best things in sliced bread. All right, so here we go. It's nice and toasty, so I use my handy-dandy $10 pliers from a local DIY store.
That he customized, which he'll talk about in a second. I don't want to steal his thunder because it's trademarked.
Everything's trademarked.
We've worked together too many times. Yeah. This one's being challenging.
It's because I put less tape on this one.
Oh.
I felt that I was really good at this stuff, and then this is what happens. When you put a little bit, if you tape these correctly, and you overlap the tape, you just pull it.
Oh, you just pull it down. Yeah.
And then it's just seamless. But
I was wondering why it went so much easily on the last one.
I tend to cut corners when I know what I'm doing.
And then it looks like maybe you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's right. Which is great because everyone makes mistakes on a live. That's it.
He's gonna end up burning himself for you guys.
Yeah, sacrifice for the greater good. Here we go.
To hold that up so they can see it.
So,
there you go.
Here we go.
Yeah. So that's how you do it.
Amazing, right?
So tell them about the pliers, because that's that. For anyone watching us who has a mug press, this thing is. I mean, Shelby's already told me that she's going to Home Depot or wherever, and she's totally making a set of these because it's so easy.
So here's me. I went to, I think it was Lowe's. Yeah, Lowe's has the brand Cobalt. So these gloves, oven gloves, they're huge, right? They're very cumbersome. So anyway, I got these pliers for I think $10 or $11 from Lowe's, right? Based on inflation, it's probably about $40 right now. But that's what I got. And then I said to myself, well, hold on. I don't want to damage the tumbler, right, when I'm picking it up. So I went to the area that has the working gloves, the leather gloves. So I cut off the thumbs, and I zip tied the thumbs to the end. So now you not only take full advantage of the fact that the pliers are there, but you can also use the little grips that are on the end of the pliers just to make sure you get a firm grip on this thing. And it doesn't damage the tumblers.
And if the thumbs were to wear out, you could just buy a new pair of gloves.
Yeah. I mean, this is buy it, or you've already got a set of gloves.
Or you just use a different finger.
Yeah, there you go.
If they fit over that's absolutely right.
The others fit, but these are just simple, very simple sort of pliers, and
all right.
I don't go anywhere about them.
Well, thanks for joining us today, Vik. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
So yeah, I mean, if you're looking for a wide variety of dye sublimation blank products, go to craftexpress.com. He has the heat presses. He's got that brand new oven that you might want to look at, and a whole bunch of other stuff you can all see on his website. And that's it for this episode of the Jim and Shelby Show.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, you bet.